All right, boys and girls, let's look inside a standard desktop computer. This is part of our Electronics 2 curriculum. And what you're looking at there is the actual case of the computer. That's called a desktop case because he lays flat on its side. If you laid sideways, standing up and down, he'd be what they call a tower or a mini tower. Let's pop the cover up and see what's inside of there. Okay, first of all, we take a look at the back of the computer. That's called the back plane. That's where all your ports are for different types of connections. And you've seen the older they are, the more different weird things they have back there. Inside the computer, we have a power supply right here, which you can't really see. That converts AC wall power into switch DC for all the different voltages that the computer uses. Beauty of a switching power supply is it won't let bad power through to the motherboard. Right here is our hard drive, and underneath it some more drive bays, and the hard drive is the magnetic storage we're going to use. The main board down at the bottom is called the system board or the motherboard. Okay? Everything connects to it. Now what you see here you shouldn't really be seeing. This is an actual CPU, or central processor unit. That's the brains of the computer. You should have a heat sink and a fan on top of them. That's obviously been ripped off. Have some other things. You see that little port right there with that Wi-Fi card going into it? It's called an expansion port. And that's a PCI port, old school stuff. That is a PCI Express, and that's an AGP. That's also an old card. Those are for adding like sound cards, different video cards, different graphics cards. We have right here is the memory, system memory. These are called random access memory chips, or RAM chips. Okay, and you'll notice they're done in pairs. These are called dual inline memory modules. Take one out, and you'll see that that card edge connector is it's keyed. It'll only actually line up one certain way. So we'll put him back in there. In computer terms, these are called memory banks because there's more than one memory chip in each one of them, or RAM stick in each one of them. The CPU doesn't work by himself. He's got two sets of IC chips called chipsets that help him to work. There's the North Bridge, which handles the fast stuff that it talks to, and the South Bridge, which handles the slower stuff. We can see our DVD drive. This thing's an old school. It's got an optical DVD drive. And what should be right here, you can't see it, is a little pack CR2032 battery. It's like a calculator battery, only bigger. That is the actual BIOS, which is basic input-output system, or CMOS battery. If you turn the computer off, everything that it knows kind of goes away, and it uses that battery to remember. This motherboard or system board has integrated graphics. What that means is you can actually hook up graphics to the back of this thing on the main board. Okay, so integrated means it's got a graphics. That doesn't have another graphics card, so whoever was using this computer was using primary graphics. These are called SATA ports. It's just a way to connect different things. They work with DVD drives and hard drives. It's basically some basic power going here. We got black is ground, red is 5 volts, and yellow is 12 volts for driving motors. And the CPU itself will be taking probably 3.3 volts or less. So our switching power supply up here does all that work. That, boys and girls, is the inside of your basic modern computer.